What are you looking at? Wait, I know you. Oh no. No. Wow, that was an interesting movie. Seeing myself trapped in a video game sounds like a fun idea. Who wouldn't be? Well, gonna play some Uncharted now. Help! I'm trapped! I'm trapped in the game! Oh my god! Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle is a semi-sequel and semi-reboot to the original Jumanji movie starring Robin Williams made in 1995. This version has Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Kieran Gillian, Jack Black, and Kevin Hart. It's about 4 teenagers in high school who were in detention accidentally discovered a retro video game called Jumanji. But while they started playing it, they got stuck into this video game world and becomes the avatar they have chosen. And together they had to figure out how to adjust to their new identity and how to survive and how to work together and discover what the hell is going on. Now, before coming into the movie, I saw the trailer and I felt the trailer was very mediocre. It's one of those run-of-the-mill action movies with really cheap humor, and kids will love it, adults will just be like, meh. But honestly, I enjoy this movie way more than I should be. And yes, it is an entertaining movie, but for a movie of this kind of caliber, you cannot judge it very harshly. It's not something like it's gonna win an Oscar. It's made for entertainment, and as long as you're entertained, it does its job. And does it do it for me? I would say yes. Now, like I just said, this is not the kind of movie where you talk about the cinematography or editing. So I'm just gonna say 3 things I really like about this movie. 1, the cast. I loved every single one of them, and their chemistry worked out so perfectly. The Rock plays a nerdy kid. Well, when I say played, I mean he is the avatar for a nerdy kid. And he kind of shows those insecurity and anxiousness within the stereotypical nerd. And seeing him playing a role like that is very cute. I really like it. I think he gave one of his best performances in years. Again, it's not like an Oscar-worthy performance, but it's likable enough for you to care about him. And I think he did a pretty good job on that. Another highlight was Kieran Gillian. She was the avatar for a nerdy girl who only likes to read books and do not like to socialize at all. Kieran Gillian was always a very underrated actress. She was in movies like Oculus and Guardians of the Galaxy, and she was a companion in Doctor Who. So she was really, really good, and I like her presence. Whatever movie she's in, she's always the highlight. Jack Black was another surprise. I do not have a huge fondness for Jack Black. I respect him as an actor and as a musician. It's just like sometimes in his movie he felt like he's typecast, but here I felt like his typecast is kind of appropriate because he played a slutty girl, and it could go wrong, but I felt like he captured the essence of the character he was trying to play, and I felt like he's a welcome present. Kevin Hart is kind of a hit or miss for me because he is the avatar for a black athlete, but he doesn't show any of the character of the person he was trying to portray. He was just being Kevin Hart. That being said, whenever Kevin Hart is there, he's a great comedian and he always finds a way to make you laugh. And I found myself chuckle at his performance once in a while, so I say it's good. The other thing I really like about this movie is the world they were trying to create. Sometimes this could be a problem, and especially in the video game movie. And yes, I do call this movie a video game movie because it is about a video game. There were movies like Assassin's Creed where I know the director didn't even actually play the game. He asked somebody else to play the game for him. And so you can feel the movie is not really reflecting the essence of the video game he was making. Not in this case. In this case, it wasn't based on a specific video game, but it captures some of the essence of a video game. For example, in that movie, there was a lot of scenarios where they were in a cutscene and the NPC player just repeat the same line over and over and over again, and they felt like it's really weird and awkward. And I felt like that's what I react if I am trapped in a video game seeing NPC player say the same saying over and over again. So I really like that part. I think they did a really creative job with it. Also, I do like the special effects in this movie. It's weird for me to say because we have films that has better special effect than Jumanji. But I felt like in the context of this movie, it could make a really good VR experience. I've seen it in 3D. It works pretty well, especially on the big screen. And I think if this movie has anything VR related, I would like to see it. Now, I know this is an entertainment movie, but having said that, there's still a couple of things that kind of bug me. For one, again, it's the world building. Even though I really like what they did with this world, there are some times where the rules kind of doesn't apply. For example, the villain is also an NPC player, but he has his own story behind the scenes. I felt like that was a little bit weird because when you set up rest of the character as NPC, you better stick to that rule. For here, I just don't feel like they kind of go with their own rule a little bit, and it felt awkward. And speaking about awkwardness, some of the jokes in the film felt very adult humor. And I was in the cinema. Most of the audience were like kids under 15, like little kids. And sometimes they play jokes that, for me, I feel like it was inappropriate for them. It was kind of like a fart jokes, but there was some kind of a sexual joke there that I felt like, okay, that's a little bit off. I also felt some of the moments was very cringy, as if this movie has been cringy enough. I mean, cringeworthy is not a really bad thing, but here what I meant is the characters in the beginning, when they show them as kids, just doesn't work for me. I felt like they were way too stereotypical, and they don't have any personality, they just have a quirk. And I felt like these kids were just making way for the big stars later on in the movie. I felt like it would be better if we have a little bit more drama, somewhat more believable drama going in the beginning of the film, so that we can care a little bit more about the really adventure part. However, having said that, the cast was good enough for me to forgive what happened in the beginning. Still, I felt like the beginning could be a little bit better. Guys, in the end, Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle is a very entertaining movie. It's nowhere near any award-winning movie. It has a lot of problems, but at the end of the day, I have fun with it. So I say go check it out and just don't think about this movie too much, because the more you think about, the more problem it will have. I'm gonna give this movie a 7 out of 10. Guys, thank you so much for watching my reviews. More reviews are coming out very soon. And as always, if you think I'm good, you're pretty good too.